Anytime you're ready.
I'm set here when you are.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
I thought I was. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
It's the Giz Fiz with the Giz Whiz. It's kind of like Cheese Whiz. It's the Giz Fiz. And now your host, mathematics writer and the Giz Whiz, Dick DeBartolo.
Well, welcome to... What am I breaking up all of a sudden here? This is ridiculous. Welcome to GizFiz PM. Oh my word, talk about timing. Absolutely perfect. I have the best of Match Game DVD set. Oh, very good, Swamp Rat. Yeah, I am laggy. I don't know why suddenly. All right, let's see how it goes. Or GizFiz starts. An elf, well done. What if Dick was really jerky like that? How do you know I'm not? Okay, so do we have a chat room celebrity of the week? I think Andy's going to dinner, right? Aren't they all going out to dinner?
Yeah, 5:30 dinner, so I don't know
Yeah.
if it's time.
Yeah, that's why we didn't get Andy. Andy's on there where they're going to dinner. The audio's good? Okay. Yeah, I put in a new cable last week after all that craziness with the voice breaking up. And breaking up is hard to do. Weather in New York City, it's in the 40s, not terrible. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw that picture of the old winters in New York where I'm standing next to my boat, except I'm standing next to my boat in the Hudson River because the river is totally frozen and I'm standing behind the boat. I used to go down there. It was great fun. You could actually start the boat and look under the ice and see the propeller turning. Okay, so anybody going to be chat room celebrity of the week? If not, we'll do a Yearn to Learn theater. It's 40 degrees here in Louisiana. Oh, also, Alex, did you get my email about that app that Megan and Jason was talking about? Did you want to show those pictures of you and Carol later?
Hold on. We have some late breaking news. We might actually have Andy.
Oh!
As long as you can get him out of here by...
Yeah, if we do it soon and...
Well, we'll do it right now. We'll do it right now, and you'll be out of here in 10 minutes.
Perfect.
All right, John, can you set him up in radio or where?
Well, over here.
Or we can do it in... I don't know. It's,
Wherever you want to do it. Sit in the chair? Sure. Wherever you want to do it.
all right.
It's the Giz Fiz.
Da 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 da.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah. All right, so we'll have that ready in just a minute.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we will just vamp until we wait for that. Let me just see. Get my... Okay. Whoa, it was 20 in Antarctica today. In the 80s in Argentina. But it made hard to be back, I guess, when I had a 40-pound weight limit on my luggage. You went from Antarctica to Argentina? Wow. Is Myra in the chat room? Oh, Myra's been stomping around. Oops, pack the GizWiz. Not quite sure. Dr. Mom keeps forgetting it's summer there. Oh, okay. -6 Celsius in Winnipeg. PC guy, what is that in Fahrenheit? What's the F temperature there? What's the F in temperature in Winnipeg? Are there really spaceships in Antarctica like they show on YouTube? Says Radio Rod. Summer in South Africa. 21. Oh, that's nothing. 21 Fahrenheit sounds colder the other way. Okay, we're just waiting for Andy to get a mic, and then we're going to do a real quickie.
We are all set here.
Oh, okay, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our chat room celebrity of the week.
Is he out yet?
Andy, how are you?
Hey, Giz, how you doing?
I'm doing
fine.
good. We know each other just from waiting for your show to end.
Yep.
Back on, what was it, Tuesdays, wasn't it?
Yep. So I'm very familiar with the last things that you have recommended, and you're familiar with me playing the ukulele, waiting for everybody else to come back on Skype. Yes.
Exactly. So you went out to Petaluma to do all kinds of shows for Leo, or you're doing vacation?
No,
or
the alpha reason for coming out here is Sal Segoyan, Apple legend and now Apple booted out the door legend, having a birthday, and Paul Kent, who used to run Macworld Expo, decided to host an event for everybody could come by and wish him a happy birthday and say how much they love him. So it was a really great night of just 60 real hardcore Mac geeks with lots of stories to tell. And I'm just going to be sticking around for about a week to hang around, do some Twitch shows, do some crimes, get acquitted of those crimes, and then get back before my passport gets pulled.
Wow, okay. Are you going to do the wine train while you're there?
If there's a wine train and there's a safe on board, I will probably be robbing it.
There is a wine train. I don't know about the safe, but there is a wine train. It goes through the winery. It was quite fun. Leo and I did it some time back. All right, so Andy, we have some standard questions that we always ask the chat room celebrity of the week. The first one is, how did you meet up with Leo or find out about Leo and make that connection?
I can't remember how I first found out about Leo, because that was eternity ago. We don't need to bring the Civil War into this. But I first met him on one of these Mac Geek cruises, and we were both speakers on this cruise. And I'm not going to flatter myself that he thought I would be a valuable participant in one of the shows they needed to record. More like I had a speaking voice and I was not throwing up because of seasickness, and therefore a good person to put on the panel. Had a really great time with that. I was lucky enough that Leo would call me every now and then when they needed a guest on another show, and then I started doing Mac Break regularly. And as you can see, I'm happy to come from San Francisco to Petaluma during a trip to spend as much time as I want down here in Twig, because it's such a good time.
Great. Well, wait, you live in Chicago, though, right?
No, I actually live like in the Boston area. I write for the Chicago Sun-Times, but you know as well as I do, there's oftentimes, as a freelancer, great benefit in keeping 1,000 miles between yourself and your editors at all times.
Yes. Especially when it comes to meetings, although Skype is a downer because you can be at a meeting no matter where you are, which is when I unplug the router and say, I can't get a signal. I just can't get a signal.
It's everything. Skype is everything bad about a meeting without them buying you lunch. I don't know why that idea got traction at all.
Well, one of the most fun Skype things I had was I was out at the San Diego Comic-Con, and they were just opening the Brick House back then. And I said to Leo, I'm going to be in San Diego. Is it possible to come out a week early and do a GizWiz even before the studio opens? And Leo said, oh, yes. So we did that. And then the following week or 2 weeks was the official opening of the show, of the Brick House. And, it's like a day each way to go out from New York to San Francisco. So I attended the party via Skype, and the guy set me up on a monitor, and they put a tray under my monitor, and whatever they were serving to everybody else, they would put that on my tray, and then someone would go by periodically and eat half of it and put it back down. And people would walk by and go, Dick, are you actually live? And I'd go, yeah, I'm here. And so I attended the whole 3-hour party, but when it was over, I didn't have to go to the airport. It
sounds a lot like if you got in like a bad auto accident and received a traumatic brain injury and were in the hospital in some sort of locked-in state. That's what your birthday party would feel like from your perspective, wanting to scream but not having the ability to scream, and people taking the cake off of your plate because they figure, okay, clearly, this is better use for me than it is for him.
And we did one other thing, Andy. They sent me pictures of what the glassware would be like. And I got similar glassware here. So when they would pass something out, I could just reach out and then be drinking what looked like they had just handed me. So it was a great. The only thing was I got no mileage for the trip, so I missed that. Okay, so you met Leo on the cruise. Okay, your favorite gadget of all time or of today, or a gadget that you thought this is a gadget that's going to change people's lives?
Let's see. I really have to be sincere and say the iPad, because not only was it, I think, the exact right thing, even better than the iPhone was. It was really a solution to a great many problems. It was the first, I think, truly fresh look at computing since someone got the bright idea to separate a screen and a keyboard via a hinge. And on a personal level, my entire attitude towards work and my entire workflow has changed by virtue of the fact that I have my iPad Pro. As a matter of fact, I had to travel with my MacBook for this week because there are a couple projects I need my MacBook for. But ordinarily, I'll be gone. If any time I leave the house, whether it's for 3 hours or 2 weeks, I typically will take my iPad Pro and an iPad Mini because it's just such a great way to work. So on both counts, definitely the iPad Pro. Okay,
and also as a tech traveler, what else do you take with you that you must have?
A bunch of, let's see, my blue blankie.
Oh, right. Well, that's a given.
Yeah. Let's see. I always got to have obvious things like, okay, batteries. I have multiple copies of just sort of a bug out box, I kind of call it, where I actually bought on Amazon, on eBay, 8 copies of the exact same little tiny kit where here's a Chinese manufacturer that makes plastic boxes. So I bought a bag of these plastic boxes, and I bought 5 micro USB cables that are short, 5 USB-C cables that are short, 5 lightning cables that are short, 5 adapters, 5 pairs of cheap headphones, just on and on and on, just packing this really efficient little box and putting one of these in every single one of my bags, backpacks, and everything. So I'm no longer robbing Peter to pay Paul and sneaking something out of something else. That's the only way to fix that problem. But
I think, yeah, no, that's a super idea. That is a super idea, because I've done that. I have 2 different bags. And I stupidly take some adapter I really need out of one bag, saying, when I get home, I'll put it back in the other bag, in the 2-night bag and not in the 7-night bag. And then I get somewhere and I go, but that's a great idea. From now on, I will buy 5 of everything. So if you could leave your credit card number with Alex when you're done, because
Alex I've been using the Wi-Fi here, so he probably already has it.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, we always ask, do you have pets, animals?
No, the last pet I had were 2 goldfish by the name of Click and Drag. They lived for about 12 or 13 years, which I was very proud of because goldfish typically live 4 or 5 years. But yes, they were quite beloved.
Oh, okay, very good. Favorite thing you do for fun?
Definitely photography. Whether it's with my phone or with the crazy, stupid, expensive camera that I walk around with. I just have to remember, I enjoy it so much that I have to remember not to do it when I'm out with people, because Andy will go into his photo trance and forget that there are people who are not fascinated by the way the wind is pushing this branch in and out of the view of this statue. And if he just keeps standing there and shooting, he'll get the exact, and then I realized that a friend of mine, I was in DC and I went into the photo trance for something until I was aware of like somebody kicking like the heel of my shoe, and it was my friend who was trying to tell me, we should go now. Don't you have the picture yet? So yeah, I mean, photography really helped me out.
Others have left an hour ago.
You are with people. You are a grown adult, supposedly. You're not supposed to do this.
Well, fortunately, one of the great things about being a creative person is you really don't have to be an adult. You can be a child all your life.
Sometimes that's what makes you most employable.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so can you take 3 questions from the chat room?
Absolutely.
And then we'll be done. Okay, so chat room, a chance for you to ask Andy a quick question. And Andy, I don't know if you're a Mad fan, but if you, in the current issue, I have a takeoff on the movie Sully. And everybody who appears on the show as guest gets a copy of Mad. And something you might want if you were ever a Mad fan is one of those 35-year-old Alfred E. Newman pictures that William M. Gaines, the publisher, used to sell in Mad. And when Time Warner took it over, they stopped making them, but we found some in a warehouse, and I will send you one of those, too.
Please, I'll be so happy to get that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Okay, chat room. You can see the chat room,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can pick your own questions.
Okay, let's see. Scroll down a little bit. There was a good one that just scrolled up. I'm sorry, where do I see? Okay, that one, right there you go. Scroll up a little bit. Oh, you can't. Okay. There was one question like, is there a story behind the mutton chops? One of the only real story behind it was that my history with facial hair is that I did have a beard once, and that was only because it was like 1997 and winter was going on so cripplingly long. This is the sort of logic in New England when you're really that frustrated with winter. I wound up basically, I felt that it was a standoff between me and winter, that I'm not going to shave until winter ends, until we have like a week of good weather. And so for like a month, I had like a really substantial beard and I shaved it off. The sideburns I'm glad I did that when I was in my 23, 24, when you can be absolutely wacky and do weird things, and then actually kept them because I actually rather like them. So that's really all there is to that. Someone asked me, another question was, asked me a question about this TV tuner box that I haven't written about yet, but I was tweeting about. It's working great. Last year I realized after going through storage and finding a big carton of VHS cassettes that I've forgotten that we once had the ability to keep a TV show that we really like. And so we've all been brainwashed into thinking that no, you can get it if you buy it on Blu-ray or buy copy protected versions of it. And so I wound up looking for solutions on how do I record things digitally. And for $35, you can get actually a very nice Chinese made, of course, TV tuner box that has a USB port that will simply save an H.264 file either in VCR mode or just click record and it starts recording. So now I have this beautiful on my home server. Every time the PBS does a live Metropolitan Opera, I have now that in full HD, full stereo, and I get to keep it forever. So that was a really good, very good $35 for me. Let's see, do I own any 8-tracks? I actually have a computer that used as storage 8-tracks.
What?
It was an XD computer. Now, to be fair, it was an 8-track cartridge, but they were using the cartridge as the actual 8-track cartridge as a housing for like a ROM cart. But it was the weirdest thing to have to have like a basic language 8-track that you could put into a car 8-track player, wouldn't do anything, but it's the weirdest damn thing. It's the only reason why I bought it at the MIT flea market, because I figured that just like having Bill Murray steal one of your French fries, if you tell this story, no one will believe you unless I actually have the 8-track. Is there a story behind how I started playing ukulele and singing? Singing has always been really, really fun. I do it alone. I'm not a professional. I don't pretend to be, but I enjoy it. The ukulele, now there's kind of a telling story there. This was back when, it dates back to when, before Mac OS 10, I think, when the Mac would crash every 20 seconds because there was no compartmentalization of memory. So if one program crashes, it brings everything down. And I realized that with one thing and another, I spent a lot of my time sitting for 3.5 to 4 minutes waiting for a Mac to reboot, or I'm downloading a file, so I'm sitting waiting for that file to download, or waiting for email to come in, or something like that. And I just had this thought that if I were to put keep something next to the keyboard, this thing lives next to the keyboard, and every time I'm waiting for something, I will pick that up and work on that skill. I can probably get that skill surprisingly quickly. And I thought about, well, how about knitting? How about, art? How about things like that? And I've eventually hit on the ukulele, and I'll be damned, after 6 months, after showing you how unreliable the Mac was and all computers are, that in 6 months, I think I achieved as much as I could have in 2 years of this sort of thing.
That's very funny.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. How much time do we have for more questions? How many more should I do?
It's up to you, because you guys are going to dinner, right?
We are going to dinner.
Yeah.
We're good. You got 5 more minutes.
Okay. So how about, do I have any feelings about Macworld Expo no longer happening? Yeah, I'm very sorry about that, because I don't think that people had necessarily the same experience as someone like me had, where I'm a participant in the show, I'm giving talks. Also, I'm seeing dozens and dozens of my friends there, and also I don't have to line up at 3 a.m. to get into the Apple keynote. But what I miss most of all is these wonderful, incredible people that I got to see all the time, all the incredible new people that I got to meet. I said that I was in town for this party for Sal Segoyan, and there are a lot of reasons why I didn't fly myself out to attend the iPad Pro release last year, the year before, but I absolutely in 10 seconds decided I'm flying out for this event, because as I predicted, lots of awesome people that I love hanging out with. So that's what I really miss. I keep singing the song, Anna Tevka from Fiddler on the Roof, where it reminded me of the last Macworld Expo, where there is this town called Macworld Expo, and soon it will be no more. We'll go our separate ways, and we will only remember that there was once a place called Anna Tevka.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise. Actually, one more thing. That's how I know Andy Ihnatko. I saw him going up the escalator in Moscone West at Macworld Expo, and I said, "That's Andy Ihnatko. I recognize the hat." And I confronted you, and I think that as a result, you joined us on Mac Weekly.
I gave you back your wallet. I apologized. I said that I'm a poor print journalist in a rapidly collapsing market. Do you have any spare food? Thank you for your compliments about my pictures of the library. I absolutely encourage you guys, anybody, when you're in Boston, almost number one on your list of places to visit should be the Boston Public Library in Copley Square. In 1888, the city of Boston and all the really rich people who wanted everybody in the world to know how rich and cultured they all are, decided that, honestly, they decided to make a jewel box of a library, filling it with murals and art. Exactly. So you know what I'm talking about.
Beautiful.
Every time I go there, and I've been going there since I was like 18 years old, and I keep finding new beautiful things in there and new pictures to take. And it's free and it's open, and what a wonderful thing. Let's see, maybe we do 2 more.
Can I throw in one that someone asked?
Sure.
What was your first paying writing job?
First paying writing job.
Or have you not been paid yet?
It would. I got some invoices I'm still supposed to file. I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Right.
I think that my first paying one was actually my first column for Mac User magazine, which has a story behind it that would take too long to go. But I still distinctly remember. I know that the year was 1989, not because I know what year of school I was in, but because I distinctly remember, after getting this assignment through this wonderfully fun sequence of events, thinking that if this turns into a column, I'm so lucky that this is 1989, because I can go. It was going to be published in like November, the first column I was going to write. So if they don't fire me until I file 3 columns, I can say Mac User columnist 1989 to 1990, and they can think that I was there for 2 years. But yeah, I was doing writing things for my user group long before that. Like most people. Even people today who are writing blogs, if you write a long time for free, eventually you'll develop the skills and the reputation that someone will actually throw a little bit of money at you.
A little bit. I would emphasize a little bit. Okay, you pick a final question, and then you're free for your meal.
Okay. I'll just do the last one from Asabat. What future tech gadget or breakthrough are you looking? I'm going to say a typo for forward to. Really, I have to say that my absolute most exciting thing I'm looking forward to is actual electric vehicles, things like last mile sort of electric vehicles, because I think that it's not the Tesla that's going to change the world. It really is when there is lots of opportunities for people to buy hip, cool, interesting, fun vehicles that will take you 5 to 10 miles away with a charge of 20 miles quickly and having fun doing it. That's when people start to realize how little they actually need a car. That's when they realize that I can actually probably travel to the supermarket that's 2 miles away instead of the one that's 20 miles away. Instead of taking the car to the library that's 2 miles away, I can maybe walk there instead. Because I think it's going to be super critically important to get as many cars off the road as possible. I haven't owned a car for the past 2 years. And that's the thing, that was me dropping the acid on that topic, realized that, oh my God, I thought it was being without the car for 6 weeks while I shopped for a new car was going to be really, really a problem, but it was a problem for 2 or 3 weeks, and now it's actually so much easier than even owning a car. And the weird thing is that once you get more cars on, once there are more people who are using bikes and walking and using these alternative vehicles, there are more people in cars seeing people using bikes and alternative vehicles, and that makes it okay for them. And then the infrastructure changes. At the end of my, I'll end this an hour-long talk about this, but here's the point of this. There was actually, at the end of my street, they were, it's like two lanes going north, 2 lanes going south, kind of heavily traffic road. And it really needed an overhaul because of potholes and all that sort of stuff. And so they're going to resurface the entire thing. Then, of course, the first step is we'll send the trucks down to basically inspect the whole thing. But they decided to do a little experiment for like 6 or 8 miles of this road, where they decided to restripe the road and change it from 2 lanes going south, 2 lanes going north, to 1 lane going north, 1 lane going south, a lane in the middle so that if you need to turn left or right, you can do so without blocking traffic. And then with the 1 lane that was left over, they split that in half, and there was a pedestrian bike lane on the extreme left, a pedestrian bike lane on the extreme right. And they wanted to find out, in this busy stretch of road, how will that affect car traffic? And they realized that actually did not affect car traffic at all, and we can actually, it only affected things a little bit, and if we just change the timing of 2 traffic lights, it will be exactly the same traffic level as before in terms of getting a car from one end to the other. And so now we have this beautiful implicit idea that if you want to ride a bike, here's a beautiful area that cars are not allowed to be in, that'll be easy for you to drive in. That's what gets people off the road. And the more cars we can get off the road, the more cities like Paris that decide that we're going to make it harder and harder for any private vehicle to drive into the city, the better that city comes, the less reliant we will get on fuel, the better individual lives will be, because only when I started walking and biking did I realize that, I have a neighbor 3 streets over who has beehives. And so I started off on one walk just by buying honey from him. And then after him seeing me walking like 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, invited me to go into the backyard and check out his beehives. And I realize that's not a revolution for most people, but I didn't know that there was an apiary near my house until my 175,000 mile car decided it didn't want it to be a 176,000 mile car. So that's the technology I'm really impressed by.
Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know I've never owned a car in my life.
Oh, well, again, freelancers is hard to get credit. So.
That's true. That's true. And also, most New York City streets now are the way you just described. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Andy Anako, thank you so much.
Thanks, Giz.
We'll get you your picture and you're mad. Bye.
Please.
I will. Thank you. Okay, so we will now pick up with... Clap, clap. Thanks, Andy. That was super. What would animals say? From George Davis. George reminds us there is no need to match, just be funny. Okay? Some lizards are out for a stroll and come across a sleeping crocodile. One says to the other, blank. Okay, this is kind of what would the animals say match game, although you don't have to match. A couple lizards are out for a stroll. They come across a sleeping crocodile, and one says, blank. That's all right. Let's prank him. Time to suit up. Oh, that's funny. Are we in a Japanese monster movie? It's a giant lizard. Run. Okay. These are good. What did he eat? A Volkswagen? If you can't lick him, join him. Shut the up. Daddy! He'd make a nice purse. Buddy, what have you been eating? Unprocessed luggage. Oh, that's very funny. He needs to stop using steroids. Back away from the table. What a crock. Very funny. He ate the policeman. Skin looks kind of dry. All right, that's very fun. Those are very good answers. Wait, did George write an answer? Oh, George, you matched somebody. This is what you'd look like if you used steroids. Someone mentioned steroids, so you got a match. Okay, question 2. What would the animals say? Some black bear cubs are waiting to catch fish. They notice an eagle swooping down and plucking a salmon out of the river. One of the bear cubs says, blank. Okay. Black bear cubs waiting to catch fish. An eagle swoops down, plucks a salmon out of the water. And one of the cubs says, can we hire him? Hey, he's taking our fish. Where can you get a bagel around here? Oh, that's very funny. Someone ordered by airmail. That's excellent. Hey, that's my fish. Give it back, you little. Next time, I'm going to get the eagle. Hey, that's mine. You go first. Look, airline food. Very funny. Oh, we showed him where they were. Look, bro, he's cheating. Did you see that? I think I'll eat the eagle instead. Why didn't we think of that? Aircraft. I want mine to go too. Wish I could fish like that. Hey, there's no fishing license for flying birds. These are very good. Amazon Prime Fish. I wish we could do that. Let's send our drone after the eagle. Oh, that's good. No fair. Anybody can do it with wings. All right, let's see what George Davis said. The black bear cub. George Davis's answer was amazing. The bird didn't even get wet. Okay, I don't think we got a match with that. Okay. What would animals say? Number 3. A pair of gorillas are trained to pick up objects when a light is pointed at it. One gorilla says blank. A pair of gorillas are trained to pick up objects when a light is pointed at it. One was heard to say blank. Lights out. I'm not getting that. You get it. Too complicated. Stop monkeying around. We'll make light work of this. That's pretty good. Don't look now, but there's a light on you. That's very good. Let's get the dark one. The fish was unbearable. Oh, we're back to that. Your turn. Lights out. Hey, that's a banana. Web 6915 says, what is George drinking these days? Get some gloves. Olive oil. Should have turned that flashlight off. You think we're cats? Point the light at the burglar. Over here, please. I need my payment first. All right, let's see what George said. The gorillas are trained to pick up objects when the light's pointed at it. One is heard to say, George's answer, we broke a world weight record by lifting our cage up. Okay. I don't think we got anywhere close to that. 4 of 5. After eating, 2 blue whales were full of energy, and one said to the other, blank. After eating, 2 blue whales were full of energy, and one said to the other, blank. Okay. Sink or swim? Want to race? Oh, okay. That's good. Let's go wreck a carrier. Remember, wait half an hour before swimming. Let's eat more whales. Spit Jonah out. Let's take a walk on the beach. Race you to the other side of the world. That was a great Blue Apron meal. Fish was unbearable. You know the krill. Oh, that's very funny. There she blows. How long before swimming? There goes my squid-free diet. Beluga! Can't believe I ate the whole thing. Let's swim around the ocean. Want to paint each other a different color? Let's start a 7-Eleven. We already got the big gulp. Race you coast to coast. It's good to be blue. Sushi again. Let's eat Leo Laporte now. Let's see what George wrote. After eating, 2 blue whales were full of energy. One said to the other, I challenge you to race to Alaska and back. Well, we'll give you credit because there were several let's race around the ocean. All right, so George will give you a match for that. And our final, what would the animals say? 2 of Santa's reindeers, Donna and Blitzen, were in disagreement when Donna said blank. 2 of Santa's reindeer, Donna and Blitzen, were in disagreement when Donna said blank. Who goes first? I guess I don't need a shot. Let's bully Rudolph now. This year we fly west to east. Want some venison? This evidently was harder. This time you're in front. Kiss my Blitzen. No more magic just for you. Okay, pull the sleigh yourself. Screw you guys are going home. No, you drive. I don't care for all this rain, dear. At least you don't have to see Rudolph's ass. I think Rudolph is not signaling properly with his traffic light nose. I told you Rudolph doesn't have a battery pack. I don't work in January. All right, let's see what George Davis said. 2 of Santa's reindeers, Donna and Blitzen, were in disagreement when Donna said, we'll trade. I'll take the trip on Christmas Eve, and next year you do the trip. Okay, so I think we have no matches there. George says, stay warm. See you all next week. George Davis. George, thank you. Okay, so I wrote a few match game questions before the show. Oh, that's funny. Did you hear Rudolph's gone LED? Dumb Donald was so dumb. How dumb was he? He thought PDA stood for personal blank blank. Dumb Donald was so dumb. How dumb was he? He thought PDA stood for personal blank blank. Let's see what. Oh, that's so funny. I just matched somebody. Oh, personal district attorney. Okay. Personal date arranger, very good. Personal donut assistant, very good. Personal dog aggravator. Personal dumb assistant is excellent. Personal diaper assumption. Personal doctari americus. Wow. Oh my God. Another match to me. Hey, Dennis, you coming down? All right, let's go to the Brain Trust in Petaluma. Dumb Donald was so dumb, he thought PDA stood for personal blank blank. Personal Donald assistant. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad. Is Kara in today?
No, Kara's off today.
Kara's off today. Okay, my answer was personal dumbass, and I got 2 matches. Rodney Rich was so rich, even his treehouse had a blank. Rodney Rich was so rich, even his treehouse had a blank. Okay. Rodney, oh, that's funny. Garage, elevator. Oh, match. Maid, that's good. 24K toilet, okay, maid. Wow, even his treehouse had its own zip code. Penthouse. Oh, there you go. All right, so Dennis, you can just give me your answer orally. Rodney Rich was so rich, even his treehouse had a blank. And your answer is? Sauna. Dennis's answer is sauna. Alex, you said his treehouse even had a portico. Okay, very good. My answer was even had a swimming pool. Gold toilet, dancing girls, bank vault, several branches, diving board. I have a long delay, and I'm seeing your answer on the video feed. Helicopter pad, very good. A portico is like a front porch, right?
Yeah,
Alex?
it's like one of the extended big front porches.
Yeah,
like you could drive your car into and stuff.
Drive your car around. Okay. We have 3. What's the porticos? Okay, Rude Richie was so rude. He not only put his elbow on the table, he put his blank on the table. Rude Richie was so rude. He not only put his elbow on the table, put his blank on the table. Here you can use that. And you can use this. Okay. Schmeckel is behind his mother-in-law, his pet iguana, his gut, his belly, his ankles, his feet, his boots, his hamster, his rear, his rump roast. Rude Richie was so rude, he not only put his elbows on the table, he put his blank on the table, too. Oil filter. Nose. Entire body. Oh, my God. Earwax. Okay. Rude Richie was so rude, he not only put his elbows on the table, he also put his nothing. Dennis Wonderland has nothing. Alex, he also put his tongue on the table. I said he put his butt on the table. Got several matches. Dirty socks, mother-in-law, armpits. Oh, my word. Boogers. Dennis said boogers. And believe it or not, matched 2 people in the chat room. Yes. So I guess you know our chat room. Okay. All right, we'll do 2 more match game, and then we'll do a few logo. Bum bum. Okay. Pauline said to her boyfriend, I know this is experimental theater, but I can't get into an all-blank production of Hamlet. Pauline said to her boyfriend, I know this is experimental theater, but I can't get into an all-blank production of Hamlet. Oh, funny. And all pig Latin, all nude. Claymation is funny. She monkey. Match me. All flea circus production Hamlet. These are very good. And all Jerry Lewis. Oh my God. Okay. Alex, Pauline said, I know this is experimental theater, but I can't get into an all blank production of Hamlet. An all nude. Okay. I said an all dog production of Hamlet. An all backwoods, Bonham and Bailey, lip synced, mime, nude. Did I just wake you up? An all musical version of Hamlet. Okay. You know what? Do you want to talk about that app, Alex?
The what now?
The app with the pictures of you and Kara that.
I don't actually know what that app is or how it works.
Oh, okay.
It was I think Anthony doing most of those. Anthony and
Jason. Oh, okay. It was on I think Tech News Today, right? Anyway,
it's called Face App. I think it's iPhone only.
Yeah. All right, we'll do. Well, we have room for a Yearn to Learn theater or logo. Chat room. What do you want? Yearn to Learn or logo? Did you get my link?
Is it the yes?
Yearn to Learn. Okay. So chat room, Yearn to Learn. I think it's 10 minutes or 9 minutes. Logo. Yearn to logo. Yearn to learn. Oh, it's going to be Yearn to Learn. Oh my God. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Yearn to Learn theater. Animals say, but then this is like X-rated. My God, this is Coronet. Where were the censors? Hey guys, we're doing a Yearn to Learn. Let them go. Put that tongue away. Oh my word, this is like an X-rated Coronet film.
Good night.
Wow. I got to remember that address.
Walking on a pink cloud. So I asked her last night at her graduation prom, and she said yes. We're going to be married in August.
Wow, married? But she's just finishing.
You're 17.
You still have 2 years at the university. That's a tough road, Larry. What are you going to use for money?
Well, Sue's supposed
we have monopoly money.
Junior college here in town for 2 years, so we'll have that. But instead of going to college, she'll get a full-time job in campus town. Say she doesn't care anymore about education. So with that,
no, why would you? She'll be married.
Job, we'll get by.
Uh-oh. Here's Sue now. You two probably want to be alone.
Oh, she's wearing a wedding dress. Wow, that was quick.
Sue, honey.
Oh, Larry.
Well, what's the matter?
I met someone new this morning.
We had a terrible scene. I couldn't sleep a wink. They don't approve.
I was with
They
another
say I'm too
man.
young. They want me to finish 2 more years of schooling before I even get engaged.
What?
Oh, buck up, sweetheart. They can't stop me. Relax. and act normal till after your graduation next week. Then I can borrow Phil's car. Down to Greenville. There's a justice of the peace down there. We'll elope, honey.
But Larry, I wanted a church wedding. And all the parties.
We'll elope inside a church.
My folks, that would break Mom's heart.
Well, we're the ones that are getting married, not your folks.
I don't know, Larry.
My folks aren't married, Larry.
Marriage without parents' approval has 2 strikes on it from the start. But if eloping's the only way...
No, maybe it isn't. Maybe you could convince your folks that you should get married.
But how, Larry? How?
Mm-hmm. I've got a thought.
I'll bet we could get some advice from the marriage counselor over at the church. His name is Hall. Phil told me about him. He teaches a course in marriage and family living at the college.
Do you think he could help me with my folks?
Well, it's worth a try, isn't it?
My folks don't understand the way I feel. So that's the story, Mr. Hall. Do you think you can help us get
I've
married?
heard that story 1,000 times,
Why,
Peggy.
I'm in favor of marriage. In fact, I spend a good deal of my time helping people to get ready for marriage.
Getting married. I've been married 9 times. That's how much I love
3
marriage.
months, 1 week, 2 days, and 17 hours.
And
Oh, you
were
don't know the
18
minutes?
too?
That's serious.
19, Larry? Have either of you ever been in love before?
Well, but not like this. This is the real thing.
Yes.
I had a chum in college who had the real thing with 8 successive girls. Oh, it's all right if you have it.
Yeah.
It's a very important factor in building
And
a happy
5
marriage.
guys. He was something.
Tell me, how do you know it's real love, the kind you can get married on?
Why, ever since I first met Larry, I haven't wanted to date anyone else. The whole few
And that's
months.
like going on 2 weeks
And
now.
besides, I haven't even had one quarrel with him.
No quarrels. Why not? No differences of opinion? Or no opinions? What do you talk
No,
about
we
on
have
your
no
dates?
opinions.
Oh, movies and popular songs
Orchestras, dancing.
and...
And our favorite color is yellow.
No, I don't understand any of it. I don't like to hear about it.
Why, Sue, honey, I didn't know you felt that way.
Well, you little tramp. I'm
Well,
glad
it
I
seems
found
you two
out
may have some
now.
things to talk over and settle. Might well ask yourself some questions before you get too serious about marriage.
Well, what do you mean?
What sort of questions?
Well, questions for
Who'd you
Cupid.
vote for?
You might say he should ask them before he fires those arrows. We call this Cupid's checklist.
Oh, my God.
First, do you have similar background?
Oh, my God.
basis for your
Cupid's
ideals and
checklist.
Second, are you real friends? Comrades, pals, through thick and thin. And third, do you both
well-
understand marriage?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
not
like the
kind
wedding
most
gown and like in
movies
a
or most
church.
popular songs, but the real everyday kind of marriage between real people. Do you understand it?
Oh, golly,
No.
Mr. Hall, I don't know the answers to all those questions. I just know that I'm in love with Sue. Is that bad?
No, that's good.
Sure. And it's good when you recognize that you don't know the answers. It's a good sign.
It's a good sign because
I
you
don't know.
are doomed.
I think we're friends. And maybe we can understand marriage, but backgrounds, how do they affect getting married?
Well, come over here a minute. Perhaps I can
Let me show you Harry's juvenile
that?
record.
I call it a
He's been
marriage
arrested
development
5
form.
times.
It represents the psychological distance between
Oh,
a
my
husband and
God.
wife from the time they are born until they die.
Oh, my God.
What does it all mean?
Well, let's set it
Not
up for you and
much.
Sue.
Oh, here.
When
Oh,
you
this
are
is
born,
good.
You inherit a great many differences from your parents. That's part of your background.
That makes sense, all right.
Now,
Yeah.
as you grow up, you each develop separate and unique personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Your mental growth,
Now, plug that
your
into the
emotional
wall.
outlook,
And if there's a
your
short
standards
circuit,
and
you
ideals.
can't get married.
Larry, your distinctly masculine outlook on life, and Sue, your feminine way of looking at things. You're
We'll never
capacity
go
to love,
anywhere.
be loved. In these and many other ways, you each acquire a background, so that when you first met, you were probably farther apart, probably more distinct individuals than when you were born.
But I don't want to marry a girl like me. I want to marry a man like him.
So even though we're...
And how about you, Larry? Do you want to marry a girl like her?
How far apart we are there.
That's right. When you two met, there was probably an early physical reaction, a romantic attraction that pulled you together.
Oh, my God. We call that the rubber band theory.
How did you know?
Well, it happened to me. It happens in some degree to most couples who become happy.
Do you still have the rubber band?
It takes more than this boing. For you see, if you're too far apart psychologically, if your backgrounds are not similar enough, it can cause a great deal of argument.
Oh, no, don't, oh.
Where'd it go?
That's what you'll be saying about your romantic love if these other things break up.
No, sir. This is forever.
Oh, no. Hold on.
Oh,
Is there part 2? Oh, okay, there's part 2. Here we go.
Oh, my God. Oh, how is this going to end? Oh, my God.
Well, you see, if you're too far apart psychologically,
yeah,
if your backgrounds are not similar enough, it can
oh,
cause a great deal of
no.
argument and unhappiness.
Oh, wait, didn't you have a rubber band like that yesterday?
That's what you'll be saying about your romantic love if these other things cause a breakup.
No, sir. This is
We're
forever.
going to each have our own rubber band.
I hope so. But don't you think it's wise to take time to find out how much strain these differences might put on your
Yeah,
romantic love?
and to get a rope and put it on your feet and see how far you can walk with
In a
it.
couple of months.
Yes. Did you two ever see these figures on length of engagement and how it relates to chances for happiness in marriage?
He's got a chart for
Separate studies
everything.
showed the chance for happiness improves with a longer engagement period. It's fair for 6 months, better for a year or 2 years.
Is that
It's
because there's a better
really
chance
great
to
at
find out
3
some of these
years.
differences and become real friends?
Yes, a chance to find out if your relationship will wear well.
Yes, but can't we settle these differences after we're married?
And if you aren't successful, before you
Oh.
become too deeply involved,
Do we have to give the gifts
find
back?
out
That's
if the
my main
distance
concern.
might turn out to be too great. Here's another angle that should interest you both.
Oh, you got another chart,
Are
I
you
hope?
unmarried?
Oh, you
Affects the
do?
chance for happiness.
Great.
You can see that
Great.
the chances are better after the man reaches 21 or so.
Oh, don't get married at 15. This is very good advice.
The same study showed that the woman must be 19 or 20.
Wow,
before
this
the
guy has a
chances
chart for
happiness begin to
everything.
be good.
But why? What's the difference between 19 and 21 or so?
The difference
2
is in
years,
you
I'd
the
say.
next few years. You, Larry, and you, Sue. Young people seem to change and mature in these years from 18 to 21 or even later. So that a person you might marry at 18 or so will seem like quite a different person to you a few years later.
Oh.
Gee, hon.
Well, why don't I marry you now at 18 and then I can get someone really nice at
Some
21?
of these graphs. All of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see our chances aren't so good now. What are we going to do?
Why don't we just go to the
I
barn
thought you were
and...
going to help us get married.
Well, I did. Here, let me show you another chart.
I believe I can. I think you two have a lot of what it takes to build a successful marriage. And yet, you wouldn't try to plan and build a house in 3 months, would you? Shouldn't a marriage have better planning? If you two are going to build a successful family team that will last for
Get a long
40 or
string.
50 years, how long do you think it should take to get ready for it?
Oh, we don't know.
How do we know when we've done it?
Well, if you
When
don't
the
know
two of
when
you
you've
are
done
ready
it,
for marriage,
you're
you'll
in
sense
big
a
trouble.
new feeling between you. The two of you united as a pair, thinking as one unit, acting as one unit in the building of a marriage and a new family. Your sense of pairedness shows up in the way in which you consider what's best for the pair of you over what you want individually for yourself. Think how often you speak of things from my point of view instead of ours. How often
Oh.
you say, I want.
Oh, he
instead of
always
we.
says, my point of view. He never
I
says
guess it
our
wasn't my
point
folks
of
that
view.
needed convincing. It's me. I mean, it's us, isn't it, Larry?
Yeah, we'll say.
Wow.
So in terms of
Wow.
a checklist for Cupid,
Oh, another
Larry
list.
and Sue
Oh, no, it's
began
the same
to
list.
examine their readiness for marriage.
Do we have similar backgrounds? Do we agree on our religious beliefs? And have the same feelings about religion in general
And should we take him
Do we
up on
have the
his
same
idea of having a
ideals?
threesome
and standards and tastes?
so he could be there with us the whole time?
Do we enjoy the same friends? Do we share the same interests?
Or maybe a foursome.
And what about Sue and me? Are we real friends?
Or are
Do
we
have a
just
real
friends in the
happiness
chat
being
room?
Together, talking, or just doing nothing together? Does each of us really want to make the other one happy? Do we have a real interest in each other? And a sense of pride in each other?
Or should I go with Harry?
Do we know each
Well,
other's peculiarities?
let's call it off, right? Because I don't want to have that
Do we
shard and
both
those
have a
strings
spirit
on
of
our
give
feet.
and take? Can we quarrel and come out of it with something better than before?
Chat room friends are real friends,
Do we really
says Mike Mann.
understand marriage? Do we understand the social aspects of marriage? Have we an understanding about money matters and how important it is to have enough money to do more than just get by? Do we understand the physical aspects and the family side of marriage?
Do we
Do we know how
realize
much
that
work
this
there
is
is
going to
to a
be
marriage?
one big drag and we should just
And
go our
overall,
ways, separate ways?
Do we have a feeling of paired unity? Those questions were helping us to find out just how strong our relationship was, and helping us to
And why am I
strengthen it.
drying the dishes?
So the next time we called on Mr. Hall, we realized how much he had been helping us. He had been talking for some time with our parents.
He had told
There
everybody in
seemed to
the
be general
neighborhood.
agreement that Sue and I now had a much better idea of just how much psychological distance still separated us.
If you
Wow.
want to, Sue, your mother and I, we can make arrangements for you to begin school at State U this fall with Larry instead of at the junior college.
If we want to.
Then, if you two get along, in school that is, if you continue to reduce the psychological distance, then perhaps at Christmas vacation or at Easter vacation, we'll be glad to announce the engagement.
Oh, Larry!
Oh my God. That's enough. Oh my God. That is priceless. Well, who knew you needed that much rope to get married in order to hang yourself? You want to go get Charlie? Chat room. That was the psychological distance. You know, you guys in the chat room, you probably just rushed right into marriage. You never bothered measuring how much rope there was between the two of you. And look at you now. All right, we're going to just we're going to get Charlie and we're going to end the show. Oh, you know, I think we might have a sponsor, don't we, Alex? If you look in your first email.
Email?
Yeah.
Sponsors are sending me emails now? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, before we meet Charlie, a word from our sponsor.
There's a fragrance that's new today and they call it Charlie. A whole new fragrance that thinks your way, yeah, they call it Charlie. Kinda young, kinda now. Charlie. Kinda free, kinda wow. Charlie. Kinda fragrance that's gonna stay and it's here now. Charlie.
Charlie by Revlon, a most original fragrance.
And now the real Charlie. Charlie. Bunka, 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 Charlie Bear. Charlie, oh boy, Charlie. Look at Charlie. Charlie, he is, oh boy, okay, Charlie. All right, okay. All right, chat room. Yeah, very good, Charlie. Yeah. Oh, look at this boy. Look at this boy. Okay. He's a sweetheart. All right. So that is GizFiz PM. GizFiz PM is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman, Dennis Wunderlin, Dick DeBartolo, Alex Stumple, Kara Cole, even so she doesn't care enough to even bother coming to the show. Logan 5, Den, Myra Joyce, Lawn Dog, Tech Junk, Chi-Town Deke, Travis MC, Oznet, Lawn Dog, Bill, Dr. Mom, Cerebral Production. And brought to you by Charlie and Turtle Wax, the new Turtle Wax that you can wear behind your ear. Till next week, Dick DeBartolo, Man's Meta, to end the Giz Wiz. See you on the Giz Wiz Thursday night, regular taping time. And then Saturday back here. Bye.
Thanks, Dick. See you next week.
Thank you. Okay, see you in a week. Bye.